Hello, everybody. Joan of Arc. We had completed our first lecture. Half the lesson was completed, half the drama was completed, half the play was completed. I had given you a brief introduction about Joan of Arc. What was her age? What she used to do. Now, let me give you some ending moments of her life. She went to Chinon, then fought with the English army. She won many battles. New Orleans was released from the clutches of English army. Her bravery earned her great laurels, but she had a tragic ending. In the start of lesson, I had explained to you about Burgundians. These Burgundians got a chance. They captured Joan of Arc, handed over to the English army. The English army burnt her to death, burnt her alive. She was awarded the Knight of Sainthood. Means now people start calling her Saint Joan. So she was awarded that also. So her character has played a very important part in the French history. Very important part in the French history. So we continue with this particular play where we had left out. Joan had entered. She was speaking to Robert. There was one more character, Steward, who was the servant of Robert. And finally, they said that already the French army was defeated, was weak, but they were expecting miracles. Maybe this Joan can do some miracles. Robert, the squire, was still not convinced. Miracles don't happen in this period. That was what said. Last lecture I did in my background, but when I was editing, I found that there was a place from where I could address the students, so I thought I'll give a live lecture right now. So we had completed up till page number 31. Robert, miracles are all right. Polly, who was Polly? Polly was, full name was Poligny. Poligny, short name. We give pet names to people, so it was Polly. The only difficulty about them is that they don't happen nowadays. Miracles don't happen nowadays. So nobody was sure that the French army could defeat the English army. But this girl of 17, who looked like 19, was convincing these senior most army people that we have to fight it out. We have to go and fight. We cannot cow down meekly. We cannot accept defeat. We cannot run away for our lives. We have to face the English army. We have to proceed and we have to fight with the English army. So Joan is outside in the courtyard and Robert and Poligny are speaking. So Robert said that miracles don't happen nowadays. So what happens next? Poligny, I used to think so that miracles don't happen nowadays. I am not so sure now. After speaking to Joan, his mind has changed. Yes, some miracles can happen. There is something about her. There is something special about this girl Joan. I think the girl herself is a bit of miracle. The girl aged 17, who is a shepherdess, who is a poor girl, itself is a miracle that she has come here and she is bringing a proposal that she is going to fight the English army. Anyhow, this is our last chance. Let us give chance to Joan. Let's see what she can do. Robert, wavering, still hesitating, still thinking, should I take this chance? Robert, wavering, do you really think that? Speaking to Polanyi, do you really think that? Polanyi, turning, is there anything else left for us? Is there anything left for us? So Polanyi turning, he says, is there anything left for us to think? We don't have any option. We have to hear this girl and we have to proceed. Her words have put fire into me. The words of this Joan has motivated me. The words of this Joan has inspired me. I am ready to fight out with the English people. Robert, after all surrendering, giving up. Phew, you are as mad as she is. It's very illogical that a poor peasant girl of 17 is just bragging about her bravery. So nobody is going to accept her proposal. But she was confident about it. Okay. Polanyi obstinately, in a stubborn and firm manner, he wants to go and fight. He wants to go along with Joan. We want a few mad people now. Instead of being weak, instead of being cowards, instead of being afraid of our life, let us be mad. थोड़ा सा पागलपंती करते हैं. We have to proceed and fight with the English people. See where the same ones have landed us. These mad people, those who are afraid also, those who are afraid of their life, those who are carved down, they are mad people and they have landed us at such a place that the English army has occupied most of the places in France. Robert, I feel like a fool. Still, if you feel sure. I don't find any conviction in the statement of Joan, but still, if you feel sure, I might proceed. Polanyi, I feel sure enough to take her to Chinon unless you stop me. I am ready to take her to Chinon. Chinon is the place where this Dauphin is there. Dauphin who is going to be crowned as king. Charles the 7th. I told you she went to Dauphin. New Orleans was released. Dauphin was made the king. Joan was there in the coronation of the king. She was present there. Do you think I ought to have another talk with her? Should I call her and speak to her? Polanyi going to the window. Yes, Joan, come out. Joan enters. Polanyi, seriously, gravely, be seated, Joan. Robert. Now Robert knows everything about her, but he is taking a small interview. Robert, what is your name? Joan. They always called me Jenny in Lorraine. Lorraine is another city in France. They always called me Jenny in Lorraine. Here in France, I am Joan. The soldiers called me the maid. Everything self-explanatory. Robert, how old are you? Joan, 17, so they tell me. It might be 19, I don't remember. It is the year 14th century. This girl is poor. Were they making birth certificate at that time or not? They used to calculate with number of years. So Joan also does not remember what is her age. She thinks that she is 17, but people say that she is 19 also. So she is somewhat between 17 and 19. Robert, I suppose you think raising a siege is as easy as chasing a cow out of a meadow. She was a peasant. She was rearing sheep. She was a shepherd. Okay. So raising a siege, raiding the opposition, going and raiding the opposition army and defeating them was as easy. Was it as easy as bringing a cow or a buffalo outside the stable? Was it as easy? Was she thinking it as easy? You think soldiering is anybody's job? Becoming a soldier, fighting for their country is anybody's job? This was what Robert was speaking to John. He was indirectly telling her that she changed her mind. She should change her mind. Such a thing cannot take place. John, I don't think so. It can be very difficult if God is on your side. She was a great believer in God. I also studied that she used to follow 3 saints. I don't remember name now. She was a very pious person, believer in God. She used to follow 3 saints. And she said that they were commanding her, they were instructing her, something of that sort. So she was a pious person, she was believer in God. There is a question on your left hand side. What shows John is a person of immense faith? This particular line, that she thought that God was on her side, shows that John was a person of immense faith. Robert Grimley. Seriously, Grimley was given, I think your meaning was given at the back, Grimley, somewhere, or some other poem. Okay, somewhat seriously. Have you ever seen English soldiers fighting? Have you ever seen an English soldier, the opposition soldier? These are French people. Have you ever seen them plundering, burning, turning the country into desert? Very cruelly the English people are fighting. They are plundering our country, looting our country. They are burning our country. They are turning our country from the paradise to a desert. These English people are very cunning people. Have you heard? That is the first part. He is speaking about the opposition. He is saying that opposition is very cunning. Second part, he is speaking about the English only. Have you heard no tales of their prince, who is the devil himself, or of the English king's father? The English prince. Have you heard the stories about the English prince who himself is an evil person, who himself is a devil person? Or the English king's father also is an evil person? The English army is very, very cunning. Their king is very devilish. Their prince is very evil person. How are you going to go and face them? So it shows that somewhat cowards, these people like Robert they were also already accepting that English people were dangerous, the English king was dangerous, the English prince was dangerous. How we are going to face them? But then if you want to fight it out, if you want to save the country, you don't have to think about this. You have to go and face the opposition. John, you do not understand square. As I told you what is square, respectfully to a senior person, a rank person. Our soldiers are always beaten. Our soldiers are always beaten. हमेशा हमारे soldiers हार क्यों रहे हैं? Because they are fighting only to save their skins. They are fighting only to save their lives. They are not ready to take others' life. They are saving their own life and running away from the forces of English people. They are fighting only to save their skins, and the shortest way to save their skin is to run away. If you want to save your life, you just have to run away from the army. You don't have to go and fight. If you think about sacrificing yourself, if you think about saving your country, you are going to go and fight with the opposition. You are not going to run away. When you are going to run away, you are saving your life. You are not ready to fight. You are not ready to lay your life for your country. But I will teach them all to fight for France. Then they will drive the soldiers before them like sheep. I am going to teach them how to fight. And when I am going to teach them, they will drive away the English soldiers. How? As if they are driving away the sheep from the meadows, sheep from the farms, sheep from the gardens. You and Polly will live to see the day when there will be not a single English soldier on the soil of France. In the future, you Mr. Robert and you Mr. Poligny are going to live to see that how I fought along with your French army, and you will see that there will be not a single English person on this soil of France, on this soil of France. She is also egging, she is also giving confidence to this senior most person, Robert and Poligny. Robert to Poligny. This may all be nonsense, Polly, still not satisfied. But the troops might just be inspired, but maybe if she is speaking now, Robert is getting a bit inspired by her big talk, by her huge talk, by her confident talk. This may all be nonsense, Polly, but the troops might just be inspired. Yes, troops might be inspired by it, though nothing that we say seems to put any fire into them. We are trying to inspire the troops, but they are not ready to fight. They are not ready to get inspired or motivated. There, put any fire into them is means of inspiration and motivated. We were trying to. Robert was trying to motivate the army, but they were not getting motivated. Maybe John can motivate the army. Even the Dauphin might believe it, and if she can put some fight into him, she can put it into anybody. Dauphin was also hiding in Chinon. Maybe she can go and meet Dauphin and also convince him to show some courage, to come out of Chinon along with his army and fight the English people. Yes, we might rethink about it. We might rethink of sending John to Chinon to meet the Dauphin, the eldest prince named Charles VII. Robert turning to John. Now you listen to me and don't cut in before. Listen to me and don't interrupt before I complete my full sentence. I have time to think. Your orders are that you are to go to Chinon under the escort of the gentleman and 3 of his friends. I am giving you orders. Go to Chinon. Go and meet the Dauphin. Take along this Mr. Poligny and 3 of his friends. Mr. Poligny will come with you and 3 more soldiers will come give you company. You have to reach Chinon. Directly they are not going to fight. They are going to go to Chinon, hiding away, using some shortcuts, and they are going to go to Prince, and Prince is going to lead the fight. After all, Prince is the leader. So here she doesn't have to go and fight directly with the English army. She has to take Poligny along with her, take 3 friends of Poligny along with her, and go to Chinon and meet Dauphin and wait for instructions of Dauphin. Dauphin, the eldest prince of France, who is going to be crowned king once France is liberated, and that is Charles VII. Joan becoming very happy, face red हो गया, and clasping her hands, she was very happy. Oh, thank you, Squire. Poligny, How is she to get into the royal presence? Dauphin is a prince. Joan is a poor peasant. She cannot just go and meet Dauphin. So how is she to get into royal presence? How will she go and meet the Dauphin? Dauphin has to give her some time. Dauphin has to be ready to meet her. How will Dauphin meet this poor old peasant lady of 17 to 19? So maybe she has to go and meet the soldiers of Dauphin, convince the soldiers, then soldiers are going to go and meet the Dauphin, and then they are going to take permission. Dauphin is going to give permission, then only she will be able to meet him. Robert, I don't know. How did she get into my presence? I was not ready to meet her, but she came and met me. So same way you have to think, you are going along with 3 more persons, you decide, you plan how Joan is going to meet the Dauphin. I don't know. How did she get into my presence? I will send her to Chinon and she can say I sent her. Yes, she can take her name, take my name. That Robert has sent me, sir, to meet you. Then let come what may, I can do no more. Just go and take my name. Then whatever happens there, I don't know. I am not responsible of that. I don't know what is going to happen there. I am just giving a command from here. Go to Chinon, go and meet the Dauphin, tell Dauphin that I have sent him. Now what happens there, it is in the hands of Dauphin. I can't do anything beyond that. I can give only permission that you go and meet Dauphin in Chinon. Joan and the dress. I may have soldier's dress squire. She is asking for something. She cannot go with this ordinary dress. She has to go in soldier's dress. Robert, take what you may please. I wash my hands of it. Wash my hands of it. I am not taking any responsibility. I am still do not believing. I am not still believing it. You take any soldier's dress, go to Chinon and meet the Dauphin. Take any soldier's dress. Joan, wildly excited by her success, come Polly, she wanted to start at once. And she dashes out, she goes out very fast. Robert, shaking Polengi's hand. Goodbye, old man. I am taking a big chance. Few other men would have done it, but as you say, there is something about her. Parting away from Polengi, wishing him goodbye, wishing him good luck, and also accepting, yes, there is something in Joan that has inspired Robert also. Polengi, yes, there is something there is something about her. Goodbye. So Polengi also takes permission from Robert and moves out. There our play ends. Now there was question here on your page number 32. Why were the French soldiers always beaten? So I have already explained to you in the last conversation of John that they were trying to save their lives and would run away from the battlefield. So why were the French soldiers always beaten? French soldiers क्यों हमेशा हारते थे? Because they were already saving their skin. They were saving their own lives. They were not fighting and they were running away from the battlefield. Then there is a question on page number 33. What made Robert finally agree to the plan? So that is that yes, Joan might be able to motivate the Dauphin. Joan had courage and determination, and Joan had, where they said in the last line, Joan had something special about her. So 3 points you can write here that Joan might be able to motivate the Dauphin as well as his soldiers. Joan had the courage and determination to do it, and there was something special about her also. Here we complete the chapter. we take a bit of affirmative sentence. Okay. Now what are affirmative sentence? Affirmative are positive sentence where there is no negation in that. Use of word not, nor is not there. So one of the question that comes into your grammar is you are given a negative sentence and you are told to change into affirmative. And you are told to change into affirmative. Make it positive. That is, remove the negation from that without changing the meaning of the sentence. Without changing the meaning of the sentence. So if I say I don't have a pen, I do not have a pen. So if you say I have a pen, then the meaning changes. Meaning changes. So that does not become an affirmative sentence. The meaning of the sentence should remain the same. Okay. One thing is there that when you are not changing the meaning, when you are making affirmative, try to find out the opposite of the sentence. Okay. Some sentences are very easy. Suppose if you have able, not able. This is a negative one, not able. But if you use unable, there is no use of negation here. So this not able can be changed to unable. Not able can be changed to unable. You have not sure. This can be changed to unsure. This can be changed to unsure. Everywhere you cannot use that un. Okay. I have not eaten the food. Okay. So you cannot say I have uneaten the food. Here you cannot use un. Fine. So there are places where a logical English words are there. There only you can use the un word. Not able will become unable. Not sure will become unsure. So here in your page number 36 you have 6 sentences. Make the following sentence affirmative. So the first sentence is I am not sure now. I am not sure now. Okay. So that becomes I am. First one, I am rather unsure now, comma. Since it was a comma, you will put with a comma. I am rather unsure now. This becomes a positive sentence. Assertive sentence. Opposite of negative is assertive. The second is he will not be able to stop them. Not able, I said. Okay. So it becomes very easy. He will be unable to stop them. He will be unable to stop them. Then you have I don't remember. So you will say I unremember. But when you pick up a dictionary, you don't have any word like unremember. Read lots of English newspaper, listen lots of English news channels. Try to read books of English. Try to converse so you will understand that how many genuine words are there in English. So when you cannot apply unremember here, what is the opposite of remember? If I ask you in local language, क्या तुमको याद है? And suppose if you don't remember, याद नहीं है, तो क्या बोलोगे? मैं भूल गया. So what is the opposite? What is the meaning of भूल गया? Forget. So it becomes easier. you have I don't remember. So here it is I forget. I forget. I forget. Then you have I can do no more. I can do no more. I can do one more नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे. मैं इससे ज्यादा नहीं कर सकता था. I can do no more. मैं इससे ज्यादा नहीं कर सकता था. So what will be the opposite in local language? मैं इससे ज्यादा नहीं कर सकता था. मैं सिर्फ इतना ही कर सकता था. मैं सिर्फ इतना ही कर सकता था. So I can do only. I can do no more. मैं इससे ज्यादा नहीं कर सकता था. उसका उल्टा क्या है? मैं सिर्फ इतना ही कर सकता था. मतलब I could do only so much. उससे ज्यादा नहीं कर सकता था. So you have I can do only this much. I can do only this much. Next is sir, do not anger her. Now, there is no word like unanger. So again, if I use local language, तुम उसको गुस्सा मत दिलाओ. मत, not, a negative sentence has come. So how will I change in local language? प्लीज कोशिश करो कि उसको गुस्सा नहीं आए तो आ जाएगा, नॉट आ जाएगा. Local language I am not able to right now get it, but English language, sir, do not anger her. Please refrain. Please stop yourself. Refrain आएगा, stop yourself आएगा. From angering her. Angering her. Anger का angering हो जाएगा. Refrain. Stop yourself. Please stop yourself. अगर आपको easy language में लिखना है तो आप लिख सकते हो please stop yourself from angering her. आपको high level language में लिखना है तो लिखना है please refrain. अपने आप को बचाओ कि तुम उसको गुस्सा मत दिलाओ. Please refrain from angering her. Please stop yourself from angering her. Please refrain from angering her. Then you have I shall not want many soldiers. I shall not want many soldiers. मुझे ज्यादा soldiers की जरूरत नहीं है. Not want many soldiers. There is unwant नहीं है, unmany नहीं है. There is no such word. But when you are speaking, मुझे ज्यादा soldiers की जरूरत नहीं है तो हम लिखेंगे मुझे थोड़े soldiers की जरूरत है. मुझे ज्यादा soldiers की जरूरत नहीं है मतलब मुझे थोड़े soldiers की जरूरत है. थोड़े बोले तो few. तो not many का उल्टा हो जाता है few. So I shall want only few soldiers. I shall want only few soldiers. I shall want only few soldiers. Fine. So here you have to think about it. कहीं ना कहीं आपको sure का unsure, because that particular unsure is the unsure is the opposite of sure. So you have to have good knowledge about opposite words also. You have to good knowledge about opposite words also. Sure का unsure होता है, able का unable होता है, remember का forget होता है, and so on and so on. Okay, fine. So these 6 negation with proper answers for you. Okay, we complete our lecture here. Thank you very much.